Howdy folks, how's it going? It's Cattys, not to be twinned with George Clooney from Winnie the Pooh, The Revenge. So I've come out today up to my little local spot, as it were. Very windy. Fingers crossed, I think I've missed the rain. So in this one, obviously I'm going to come out and have a brew, do the usual stuff, and chuck in some other bits and pieces of interest along the way. But also I've recently got a piece of kit that I think even Mors Kochanski will be proud of. So stay tuned. Ash keys. Great roadside nibble. But you wouldn't want to be eating them now, would you? When they're this colour. Yeah, so these are ash keys, obviously grow on ash trees, and you read in the books, it makes you laugh. I do find sometimes when you read stuff in books and they say, oh, it's a lovely roadside nibble, you know, maybe back in the days of sort of like, you know, Anglo-Saxon times and medieval times and all that sort of stuff, but not now. You wouldn't want to be eating this off the side of the road, would you? Not with all the cars that are driving around. But in the summer, when these are nice and green, they're actually quite a nice, succulent, almost sweet tasting nibble. You know, I'm not going to say a roadside nibble. I mean, where this tree is, it's literally really off the foot. It's off the beaten track, as it were. But yeah, want to eat them now? Probably like eating cardboard. Yeah, really appreciated some of the good comments of people of late. Really good. sort of getting quite a bit of feedback on people that are saying about me talking about just dropping one sort of plant or something like that that I know of. Please understand that I'm no expert on this stuff. The bits that I do know, it's all from practical knowledge. Yeah, stuff that I've read in books, but I've actually gone out and practiced it and seen that it works. But it might be fine with me, but it might not be fine with you. For example, goose grass and stuff like that. So again, you need to do your own homework. That's what I say about the disclaimer. But it's not a bad idea to have something in your pocket. Now, I don't always carry this, and I've got quite a few different varieties of this particular book. This is the Food for Free book by Richard Mabey. Back in the summer, I managed to get a 1971 edition from an old bookshop when me and Mrs. C went out, and I was really chuffed to get a really old one, and all the drawings are sort of hand drawings. But ideally, if you're going to get some sort of book, guidebook or whatever, ideally try and get it with pictures in as opposed to drawings. Yeah, have a drawing in it, fine, but an artist drawing, you might miss something, or he or she might miss something crucial out of the actual diagram or the art or the picture that they've drawn. So getting it in a photograph form is always better. Maybe get a couple of books and cross-reference, and especially when it comes to fungus. Now, I'm certainly no expert on that. I know a few. I've got a ton of books on it, and even with the ton of books that I've got, still sometimes my brain's frazzled when it comes to mushrooms. But again, cross-reference, or even find someone that's a local mycologist or someone like that, or book yourself on a course, you know, to sort of, you know, cover them sort of eventualities. Because obviously with plants, there's a little bit more of a leeway with you know, with sort of like poisoning yourself and stuff like that. There's a lot more, you know, there's a lot more sort of edible plants, I think, than there is actual poisonous stuff, you know. And then secondly, with mushrooms, I mean, flipping heck, you know, it can kill you. You know, it really can kill you. At least you've got more of a chance of survival with plants, I suppose. Yeah, mushrooms are good. And I've had this discussion with other people in years gone by. Is I come to sometimes think, and a couple of other people come to the same conclusion, why is fungi even in a survival book? Why is it even in there? It should be kept separate. It should be in a cookery book, or just mushroom books on their own. Not when you've got a lack of not when you haven't drunk a lot of water for the last 3 days and you can't think straight or anything like that, and you're thinking that an Ammonitis phyllides or death cap or whatever is like, oh yeah, that's edible, you start eating it, and then a couple of hours later you're you know, you're dead. So yeah, anyway, you get my point there. Yeah, so always get yourself a couple of books, maybe one or two. I've got several. I mean, this one and a couple of others live in my toilet. It's toilet reading for me. Sometimes I come out of the toilet half hour later, I can't walk because my legs have gone to sleep because I've got too engrossed into a book. Yeah. Yeah, so the reason why I'm sort of chucking in the sort of plant things a little bit more often was Born Outside, mate Tim, he actually sort of commented or messaged me, I think he might have been privately on WhatsApp or something like that, and he said to me, about incorporating sort of like, you know, sort of plant ID and stuff like that. And as I say, I'm no expert on it, but I'll obviously share. And then the more I'm learning from my books, because some of you lazy individuals can't be bothered to read or get yourself a few books, I can sort of share up my threepenny pence worth with plants and stuff like that. So you can thank Tim Born Outside for that one. Right, so I've had a couple of recent comments. Sometimes isn't it stuff that goes overlooked. Now Tim Born Outside and another guy who uses, I think, Nottingham Forest as his emblem. Do apologise, I can't remember your name, but they said something about, oh, there's a slot on the back of the pack about putting the poncho in. And I was like, no, there isn't one. And there bloody is. I didn't even realise that there was one. So, yeah, it fits. I stand corrected, guys. You're absolutely right. So I'll try that out now and see what it's like to accommodate the poncho. I might be able to open it up a bit more to slide it in. Right, so when I was out last with Barney had one of these. I don't think they've been out long. I remember we were sort of like, you know, waiting for them to come out, and then eventually they did that, you know. And it's basically the scarf from Helikon Tex. It's called the Swagman scarf. And do it in a couple of, obviously they do it in different colours. Barney had it in the green. I think they do it in like, you know, like a khaki sort of brown colour, and then I went for the orange. And this is quite a versatile bit of kit from what I've, you know, this isn't a review, this is basically, when I saw Barney's, I was like, yeah, that's a grand idea. I mean, obviously I was sort of in the pipeline, I wanted to get one, but when I actually see it in the flesh, Barney had one, I was like, right, I'm pulling the plug, and I literally bought one that day. I ordered it off the Bushcraft store here in the UK, and now they're 40 odd quid, which really, in the grand scheme of things, not a lot of money. Now what I wanted to do with this, what I liked about it, was the fact that it packs down quite small. Could even squash it down a bit more if you so wish. They say it's 100% nylon. Now, it doesn't feel like nylon. It feels like it almost feels like a silky nylon. It hasn't got that plasticky feel of what you get with nylon. It feels a bit more sort of cottony, silky, but it says 100% nylon, so I'm not arguing. But this has got a load of variant. You can use this in so many different ways, and I'll show you shortly. Now, what I like about Helikon Tex stuff, I'm not affiliated with them whatsoever. I've had loads of their kit over the years. I've got the Helikon Tex Desmuck that I wear all the time now. What I do like about Helikon Tex stuff is the fact that they've got all these little pockets for you to contain the item in. Now, if I actually open it up and pull it out of its packet, pull it out of its own bag, pocket, I'll step back. It's quite long. Now, the first thing that you can obviously use it as is a scarf. Probably look like Biggles now in the wind. So great as a scarf in the winter. I mean, orange might not be for everyone, but I like a bit of orange. It'll certainly keep your neck warm. Stop you using a lot of that, you know, the internal heat that you've got in here, that you've got radiating around in your jacket and everything else. Obviously stops that from leaking, so it acts like a draft excluder. Alright, so that's number one. Number two, you can turn it into some sort of hat. I'm not going to do that because I don't know how I'm going to turn it into a hat. Now, on the corners, okay, it's got little tie-out points on it, so you can actually use it as a shelter. Now, this thing zips up as well. Now, my idea is that I want to use it inside my Swagman, and just as an extra layer. I'm going to probably try it out next weekend. I'm out on an overnighter, still continuing to use that pack, the Tamahara pack, but you can actually get inside this. It's quite long. I'm about 6'3", and it comes up to about my shoulders, which ain't too bad. So if you're a bit shorter, then your quid's in, aren't you? But let's try it out as a shelter. Can also use it as an emergency marker panel. Obviously, if you get it in the orange, in the green, maybe not so obvious. But yeah, so let's put it up as a shelter. What do you reckon? As a kind of sort of like emergency shelter. I mean, it's ripstop nylon by the looks of things as well. It's got the little grills on it, so it should be quite tear-proof. Obviously, you've got the little hood on there. That's the pocket for the to stash it away. And there you go. I mean, you know, as a sort of like emergency sort of shelter, what it's like in the rain. Maybe I should have come out in the rain and put it up. but ideally I don't want to use it for that. I think my main thing would be either to use it as a scarf or to have it as a liner inside my Swagman, which is mainly the thing that I'll probably end up doing, because that's what I want it for, because it packs down so small. I'll probably leave it set up inside the Swagman. So there's the tie-up points, you see them in full effect. Batch of honey butter that you made it last night. Ooh. So if you're wondering, I put a bit of oil in it today because yesterday I cleaned it, or last night I give it a clean. It hasn't been cleaned for absolute months properly, so a little bit of hot water and scrubbed it out. So that's why I've used a bit of oil on it today, just being that it's titanium, I want to avoid that sticking in the pan. So my bannock's done, a little bit burnt, but I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Didn't come out too sad. Bit of honey butter on that, that'll be fine. So I'm just letting the oil burn. The rest of the fuel that's in the burner, I'm just letting it burn out in the pan just to season it up a bit. So it is quite a breezy day today, and well, it's certainly keeping that breeze off. As I say, it says it's 100% nylon. I will try it out in the rain for what it's worth. But as I say, for me, I'm hoping it's going to be more of a liner for my Swagman. Yeah, not bad at all. I'll stick a link down below if if you're in the UK, or if you can get it from the Bushcraft store or somewhere similar. And then if not, if you're across the pond, I don't know how that works, whether you can get them out in the States and wherever. If you're interested in getting one, makes no odds to me. got that far, this far, if you've got this far into this video, then thanks for watching. I'm just putting videos out every couple of days. I've managed to get one of the level ones out for Wednesday coming, albeit I was a little bit rushing it, I think, and the project didn't come out as good as I wanted it to do, but it gets the kind of point across and gives you an idea about how to make the bags. Those of you that are interested in still crafting your own bits and pieces. If any of you have got that Helikon Tex Swagman scarf, then obviously leave your comments down below. Tell me what you think of it, or tell everyone what you think of it, whether it's any good. And out next weekend, catching up with some guys again, and I'll do whatever I can in between. Alright, so thanks for watching, folks. Take care, and thank you for watching.